back again to another episode of Mohamed Talks with entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires, quadrillionaires, public speakers, motivational speakers, and more. Today we have Mr. Tony Campbell, and we're about to learn how we can win at life. Because what's the only option?
Winning is the only option. Winning.
All right. Today we're going to be discussing winning in life and how we win and how failing can help us win. And, because saying no is also saying yes. So, Mr. Tony Campbell, please introduce yourself to the audience.
So, the fact is, and I thank you, Mohamed, for having me on. I really appreciate that, man. I really admire what you're doing. So proud of you. You're a true example of a winner, and you're inspiring other winners. So definitely keep doing what you're doing, and you have my complete 2,000% support. And in regards to winning, folks, it starts off with the mindset. And the reality is, well, let me take a step back. Folks usually take to mindset motivation as something, possibly a fairy tale, or something that, really is just so hard to attain. But the fact of it, we just tap into it. It's like using our cell phone to our loved ones, We have the cell phone, and communicate through the cell phone. So with the mindset we have it, we just don't tap into it. I mean, pretty much the fact is there's never a loss unless you don't make the move, unless you don't make the attempt. You see what I'm saying? If it's a result at the moment, then you actually learn how not to do whatever you've done or the effort that you've put into it to not get the to get the undesired result. But if you step back up, go at it again, chances are you'll do better, or you'll get another lesson on how to do it. Thomas Edison attempted to create the light bulb thousands, I believe over 9,000 times. And it was up to the 10,000 mark where after all of those attempts, all of those failed attempts, why did you not give up? And he realized that he found not over 9,000 ways on not to do it, on how not to do it. So technically ways that he shouldn't go about it as he built this company, as he build this new resource for all of humanity that we use up until this moment.
Pretty amazing and pretty outstanding. I mean, that you mentioned Thomas Edison, which is one of my favorite people, my favorite influencers and motivational speakers. He wasn't really that. He was just a great scientist in general. For me, I think that winning is sometimes pretty much overrated. Everyone's like, I need to be winning every day, all day. Yes, if you can and when you can. Because winning will come. Like, the best is yet to come. And winning is one of the best things to you. So that is yet to come. You got to fight. You don't know the answer to every question in this life. That's what we fight for. So what do you think of people who say, I need to win, and if I fail or lose, it's the end of the world?
Well, it's definitely not the end of the world. And as you were saying that, I thought about the fact that we appreciate sunny days, bright sunny days. Right now, it's a bright sunny day here in Houston, Texas. Unfortunately, in the state of Florida, they're ready to witness a hurricane, which may be a Category 4 hurricane. So beautiful weather because we've been through the storm. So truly, is the storm really such a bad thing? The storm allow us to recognize what's so beautiful about what's happening here today in Houston, Texas. I say that now because when, folks look at winning or lack thereof, or quote unquote lack thereof, as in regards to losing being the end of the world, you have to experience those obstacles. You have to welcome the undesirable results. You have to welcome that stuff and put it in perspective and understand that, yes, you didn't cross the finish line first. You didn't break the ribbon first. But guess what? You ran the race. You understand what it feels like. You have the experience to run the race, and you know how many strides you take. You know how long of a stride you need to take. You know what form you need to maintain, and you know what breathing pattern you need to maintain in order to be number 1, 2, or 3 to cross that ribbon. You get what I'm saying? So if you did come in third place the first time, you know exactly what you need to correct the next time. If you came in second, you know what to correct the second time. If you come in first, okay, congratulations, but there's going to be other race that you're going to have to run. So it's not necessarily the end of the world if you don't get the desired. It's a matter of you bringing in perspective what you were supposed to get out of that situation, that attempt, that box match, that basketball game. What you're supposed to get out of the attempt. Michael Jordan missed more of his shots than he made, but he's still the greatest basketball player that ever played the game. Same with LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. They missed more shots than they've made, yet they're still great basketball players. So if they looked at it as missing that shot is the end of the world, they both all three of them that I mentioned, all 3 basketball players that I mentioned, they love the game. They really don't like to lose, and I'm sure they don't like missing shots. If they would have looked at that missed shot as the end of the world, do you think they would be among the greatest basketball players that ever played the game?
I mean, to be fair, just the fact that, that is true. There's no flowers without rain, and there's no pain. There's no gain with no pain. So we go through life expecting joy and happiness, but we leave out the real emotions, like sadness, feeling bad. There are those days, being sick. Most people in life expect a lot out of it and don't work enough for it. Like, even one of my favorite all-time quotes is Usain Bolt saying that he trained 9 years to run 9 seconds, and people training for half a day and not gaining the skill and then complaining about it. So in my idea, we need to go to a higher level of consciousness. We always see what's the best, what's at the top. Have you ever seen how many tries it has taken? Like, you're a clown trying to juggle. Everyone sees your final product that's being but they never see all those bottles, all those tables, all those chairs that we juggled and that were missing and fell and broke. They never see those. They only see the perfect product. So we're given a perfect perception about life. In commercials, this give you perfect health. Advertisement, I'm going to make your face look bigger, smaller, wider. You see, this world is not perfect. We're all like molded cheese. We're perfectly imperfect. We have holes in ourselves, but if we unite, we can fill up those holes. So yeah, another part of today's subject. Thank you very much. Yeah. So another part of today's subject, in my idea, is, well, of course, it's just that you say winning is the only option, right? But you don't mean that if you don't win, it's the worst idea. We get that. We can understand. But what is a way that you can win in life? Define winning, Mr. Tony Campbell.
Winning is living. Winning is the breath of air that you take each and every moment. Winning is actually hopping up out the bed, pulling that left foot on the ground, then putting that right one, and able to move. Winning is the blessing that we have to do whatever it is, love our loved ones, love our children, embrace our friends, our coworkers. That's winning. The ability to take on this day and recognize the blessings that we were given by whatever source that you believe in, whether it's the universe, whether it's Jesus, whatever the case may be. You were blessed by a higher power to do exactly what you're doing each and every moment of the day. You know, you as the host of Mohamed Talks, that's winning. Me being a guest on Mohamed Talks, that's winning. The moments that we share in the room with Eric, with Eric and John Lee and Jackie, Entrepreneur Millionaire Secrets, that's winning. The ability to learn, the ability to give, that's winning. So winning is life. Winning is life. But the fact is, winning is also understanding that life comes with trials and tribulations, not to happen to us, but for us. That's winning.
100%. I love that speech. You know, my favorite part was winning is living, and also winning is being on Mohamed Talks show. So winning is living is just a really important aspect. Most people, you know, sometimes if you don't get the gift you want, the real gift is life itself, and that's something I got out of a cartoon. So I mean, it's so true though. It's one of my life mottos. Sometimes we expect a lot from our lives, but we forget the most important aspect: patience. Imagine if you had to for 2,000 years of human development. Like we're in 2022, entering 2023. You know, imagine if you had to live through all that whole cycle. You know, you'd know so much, yet have to apply so little, because everyone else is doing everything. If you're just living to live, it's not important. So winning is living, but also working towards being joyful. Now, for me, I have two definitions of, you know, being what we call happy. You know, there's emotion that comes and goes, and then there's the joy, which is the actual state of being relaxed and actually getting free. Because being joyful is being free, because you can do what you want when you want it, and you can make anything your comfort zone. You got to do something that's different. So what do you define happiness?
Happiness, and that's an absolutely amazing question. Happiness is something that we need to really put in perspective, you know, because what makes me happy on surface completely looks different than the average Joe, or probably you at that. You know, there's a difference. But happiness without appreciation, without gratitude, I think that's where we complicate things. You understand what I'm saying? I think we complicate things when we don't attach happiness with gratitude. You know, again, the ability to do what we do. You know, if we just took for granted the next breath of air we take, we stray away from happiness. We should be happy that we are able to do so. You know, in my prayers, I thank God for all of my opportunities to do what I do, to sit and chat with a Mohamed, you know, to enjoy time with my daughter and my son, you know, to celebrate a birthday with my mother, celebrate a birthday. That's what I find as happiness. Some people look at happiness as driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or having billions of dollars in their bank account. But the truth is, all of those things depreciate. Why would you measure your happiness with something that depreciates? Life doesn't depreciate. Life, if you do it the absolute right way, with the right guidance, and keeping the right source first, it doesn't depreciate.
Guaranteed. That's something that I really believe in, and I understand completely what you're saying here, but just like to break it down for the people that are listening, basically the idea is that you need to be grateful for what you have, right? Because most people think well, this guy has this and this guy has that. But everyone looks like everyone does the exact same opposite of what they're supposed to do. They're like, oh, well, this guy isn't studying. Why should I do it? Look at the people who are studying. Oh, well, that guy has money. Why don't I? Look at the people that don't have money and are still striving to have a better life. Basically, people just tend to think where money goes. And that's the easiest way of marketing. Like if you're stupid enough to go ahead and say, "Oh, I'm going to give you millions of dollars if you answer 5 questions right." Question number 1. What's my mom's great grandmother's name? So people like that really confuse me because they'll click on the ad, they'll go ahead and try to answer the question. "Ooh, you have to pay me $29 million." You see, you're getting played like that, like simple, just like in like John Cena style. Every single day of your life, you're not being grateful, you're not being happy, you're not embracing living, because people will wake up. I used to wake up being like, ah, man, I don't like doing this, I don't like doing that. But the most important thing is I get to do that. Some people don't get to have breakfast. Like,
Right.
yeah, some kids, like even I did it once. My mom's right in front of me, so even I do it sometimes. I'm like, I know I don't want that for breakfast. I want something else. I want like bananas or something like that. Most of the time, you have to, be thankful for what you have, but it's awesome and it's pretty good to know what gratefulness means. To me, being grateful is just liking what you want, not really like embracing what you want, what you love. So, going on to our final but very outstanding part today is Mr. Tony C. You're basically Mr. Winning's the only option. We've gone over winning. Well, gone over how winning in life is impacted and how our happiness and gratefulness. We still haven't had your story though. I saved the best for last. So what is
Oh man.
your story and why are you this motivational speaker entrepreneur that you are today?
Wow, that's a great question, and I'm honored that you found that as being saving the best for last. So my story started like yourself, pretty young in my trade. You started a lot younger than I did, but I started young. I started at 17, graduated high school, immediately left home, hundreds of miles away from home to Savannah, Georgia, where I attended Savannah State University. And I just so happened to be wearing my school colors right now. I just realized that. Hey, how about that? But I started in radio. In high school, I was known to be that guy who was always around music. I played the trombone. I DJ. I was always involved with music. So they just saw me as that guy, and I just really developed a desire to become a radio personality in high school. And it was based on radio personality in Orlando at the time. I went to high school in Orlando, Florida. But big time radio, he's so people. And that, oh man, he's cool. And or better yet, make it easier. We'll just go into the traditional question. There we go. Hey man, I'm just honored that you find that as being the saving the best for last. My story, man, I appreciate that. So my story.
Pleasure.
I graduated high school, started young, started young like yourself. You started younger than I have, and that's very impressive, man. I'm so proud of you. I tell folks all the time, I'm just proud of this kid who's doing great things, and salute to you. I definitely honor them as well and your siblings. But my story, graduated high school, 17 years old, decided to travel, leave the state, to Savannah, Georgia, where I attended Savannah State University, and happen to be wearing my school colors right now. And my desire was to become a radio personality. Back in high school, folks always, placed me with music somehow. I played the trombone, I DJ'd, And not only that, I was a big fan of a huge radio personality in Orlando at the time, who's no longer with us. May God rest his soul. His name is Bartell. I just really admired what he did on the radio station, and the stuff that he's done in the community. So I was like, you know what? When I get the opportunity, that's how I want to do it. So went to Savannah State, inquired about getting on the campus radio station, had a friend who actually worked on the campus radio station. So tapped in with him and, got a little insight. He was trying to work me into the radio station, and it was taking longer than expected until one morning I walked into the class and he just had this look like he was just looking forward to me walking in. I was kind of late because I partied all night the night before. Mohamed, when you go to college, make sure you don't do that.
I mean, it's prohibited. I am a Muslim, so I can't even party.
There we go. So we can take that off the list. But I made it to class, he told me, hey, I got a call from someone who's starting a radio station in the city of Savannah, and they're looking for some radio talent. I want you to come with me. Mind you, I didn't have any radio experience at the time. 0 radio experience. So fast forward to that evening when we met with the program director of that radio station. She, said her hellos and asked about our experience. Mind you, I didn't have any experience. So I didn't allow that to intimidate me. I didn't allow that to, let that, it was just one of those thoughts that, okay, I don't have, but guess what? I'm going to make sure in my mind that I've been doing this all my life. So she put me to the test. Live on air, she opened up the mic and showed me I had 7 seconds to commentate between song to song. Never done that in my life, but at that moment, I had in my mind that I was going to kill it, and that I did. Let me tell you what that done for my life. Ever since that moment that I successfully commentated within 7 seconds from song to song, I am never ever shy to open a mic ever again. I never get shy to speak amongst hundreds, thousands, millions of people. Matter of fact, I'm more comfortable speaking in front of the masses versus small groups. Not to say that I'm nervous in small groups, but the more people I see, the more comfortable I get. So if I'm on the radio, if I'm doing a podcast, like right now, you and I are talking, but I'm seeing millions of people listening right now. So that's where my comfort lies.
Hopefully the millions of people view it on my social media. So yeah, thank you very much for having an amazing day. So everyone, if you enjoyed this episode, and I don't know why not, we had the juiciest, most amazing story. We had the greatest ideas about winning, and we told you how you can win in life. So today was another episode of Mohamed Talks with entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires, quadrillionaires, public speakers, motivational speakers, and more. So I enjoyed it. I really did. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony C., for coming here. And by the way, check out the link in the description for all of his social media. I'll see you guys later. Bye.